John Woodvine, born on July 21, 1929, and passing on October 6, 2025, was not simply an actor, but a profound craftsman of emotion and storytelling. For more than 70 years, his voice and commanding presence captured audiences across theater, film, and television. He was a man whose art transcended generations, leaving behind a legacy defined not by fame alone, but by authenticity, dignity, and passion for the craft he so deeply loved. Born in South Shields to Rose and John Woodvine, young John grew up surrounded by warmth and curiosity. Even in his early days, there was something striking about him, a quiet observer with an active imagination. He attended Lord Williams's School in Thame, Oxfordshire, where his appreciation for literature and performance began to take root. The theater soon became his calling, a place where he found freedom and purpose. His natural talent and determination led him to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, where he honed his gift with a discipline that would define the rest of his life. When he graduated from RADA in 1953, he left with not only a qualification, but a clear mission to bring truth to every role and move audiences through honesty and depth. The 1950s marked the beginning of a glittering journey for Woodvine. He joined the renowned Old Vic Company, one of Britain's most respected theatrical institutions. It was here that his love for classical theater found its perfect stage. He stepped into the worlds of Shakespeare, breathing new life into timeless characters. In 1957, he made his first notable screen appearance in The Silent Weapon, part of the Scotland Yard film series. It was a modest start, but one that revealed the quiet intensity and command that would soon become his signature. Woodvine's gift for transformation drew him into the ranks of the Royal Shakespeare Company, where he quickly became one of its most trusted performers. In Trevor Nunn's 1976 production of Macbeth, he played Banquo alongside Ian McKellen and Judi Dench, creating one of the most memorable portrayals in RSC history. His performance was a study in restraint and depth, marked by an ability to express profound emotion through subtle gestures. Later, in 1980, his portrayal of Ralph Nickleby in The Life and Adventures of Nicholas Nickleby solidified his place among the greats of British theater. It was a production that redefined stage storytelling, and Woodvine's performance was one of its brightest highlights. Though the stage was his first love, Woodvine's presence on screen was equally powerful. In the early years of British television, he became a familiar and respected face. His roles in Z-Cars, Softly, and New Scotland Yard presented him as an actor capable of capturing the moral complexities of law and order with a rare sense of realism. Audiences came to trust his characters, men of integrity, duty, and conscience. He played them not as caricatures, but as people, flawed, principled, and profoundly human. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, his television career flourished. And When the Boat Comes In, Doctor Who, Edge of Darkness, and The Tripods, he demonstrated his extraordinary range. His portrayal of the Marshal in Doctor Who's The Armageddon Factor remains beloved among fans, showing how effortlessly he could bring authority and warmth even to a fantastical world. He moved with ease between drama, sci-fi, and historical storytelling, always grounding his roles in emotional truth. Later, he appeared in Juliet Bravo, The New Statesman, and The Dustbinman, delivering performances that reflected the changing face of British television while keeping his timeless style intact. As decades passed, his name became synonymous with excellence. He took on newer projects with the same vigor that had defined his youth. In Shameless, he brought charm and wit to the role of Neville Gallagher. And in The Bill, he embodied Norman Stamp with quiet authority. Even as the industry evolved, Woodvine adapted effortlessly, proving that great acting never goes out of style. In 2016, he appeared in The Crown as the Archbishop of York, once again commanding the screen with a quiet, regal presence. His career stretched from the early days of black and white television to the era of global streaming, marking him as a rare bridge between eras of performance. Film audiences, too, witnessed his brilliance. In 1971, he starred in Ken Russell's The Devils, where his intensity brought depth to one of the most controversial films of its time. His performance in Young Winston, 1972, directed by Richard Attenborough, revealed his adaptability to grand historical narratives. But it was his portrayal of Dr. Hirsch in John Landis's An American Werewolf in London, 1981, that made him a cult favorite around the world. As the calm, rational doctor in a film filled with chaos and fear, Woodvine provided an anchor of humanity. He later reprised the role in the BBC Radio 1 adaptation, showing not only his versatility, but his enduring affection for his characters. Radio was another realm where his artistry shone. His deep, expressive voice brought life to characters such as Arthur Burling in An Inspector Calls, Dr. James Shepherd in The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, and Prospero in The Tempest. Through sound alone, he created entire worlds, painting vivid pictures in the imagination of listeners. His performances were as commanding in sound as they were in sight, revealing his complete mastery of his craft. The theater, however, was where John Woodvine's spirit truly belonged. From his earliest performances with James Cooper's Renegades Theatre Company in Ilford, where he played the Conjure Man in Dark of the Moon and Claudius in Hamlet, to his later years on the world's great stages, he remained devoted to live performance. With the Old Vic, he played roles such as Vincenzo in The Taming of the Shrew, Duke Sr. in As You Like It, and Tybalt in Romeo and Juliet. Each role was marked by a depth of understanding that could only come from an actor who lived for the stage. His talent carried him across the Atlantic, performing in New York's Winter Garden Theater in the mid-1950s, where international audiences were introduced to his compelling artistry. Every performance he gave was grounded in authenticity. Whether portraying kings or villains, detectives or doctors, Woodvine approached each part with respect and empathy. He believed in the transformative power of theater, the ability of storytelling to connect hearts and minds. Audiences left his performances not merely entertained, but changed. Offstage, John Woodvine was a man of warmth, humility, and love. He shared his life with actors.